If you're hearing this, something is wrong. I I don't know what's happening. The station, our signal, everything just cut out for a second. Not a normal dropout, not static. It was like the sound itself was pulled away, like the silence had weight. We're back now, but something's off. I can feel it in the air. It's thick, heavy, humid in a way that doesn't make sense. The AC's blasting, the vents are open, but the air is damp. My skin feels clammy, like I just walked out of the ocean. And the smell. God, the smell. Salt, mildew, something sharp, chemical, like metal rusting in seawater. I don't know if this is just the station or if anyone else is noticing it. If you're out there, if you're listening, check your windows, check your floors. Is there moisture where there shouldn't be? Because there's water dripping from the ceiling vents. Not a leak. Not condensation. This is something else. It's warm. Too warm. I just touched it, and it's the same temperature as my skin. That's not normal. That's not how it should feel. And the static, it's not going away. It's weaker now, but it's still there, under my voice. If I stop talking, you can hear it, layered deep in the background. Wait, there. Did you hear that? Not just static. There's something else in it. A crackling, grinding noise, like ice breaking. I don't understand. We're nowhere near ice. We're miles from the coast, miles from anything frozen. And yet, that sound, I swear to God, it sounds like a glacier snapping apart. Hold on, I'm checking the window. Okay, I don't know what I'm looking at. The horizon, it's shimmering, like a mirage off asphalt. But it's not heat. It's vapor. Thick clouds of it rising up in slow, twisting shapes. The ocean is breathing. If you're near the water, I need you to look outside. Tell me if you see it too, and stay away from the shore. Wait, there's something else. The emergency board just lit up. All lines blinking at once. That shouldn't happen. It only triggers if there's a system-wide alert. I'm patching it through now. Nothing. No voices. Just more of that sound. The ice cracking noise, louder now, and underneath it, something wet. A slapping, lapping sound. Like waves against stone. I think it's inside the station. No. I know how that sounds. I know how insane this sounds. But listen to me. There's water spreading across the floor. It wasn't there a second ago. I would have seen it. I would have felt it. But now it's just there. And it's moving. Not spreading. Moving. Like it knows where it's going. I don't want to touch it. I don't know what happens if I do. If you're listening, if you're somewhere safe, stay there. Don't go outside, and whatever you do, don't touch the water. I'll keep talking. I'll stay live as long as I can. Someone, anyone. If you can hear me, call in, tell me I'm not the only one seeing this. Because if I am, then it's already too late. Phone lines are open. I need you to tell me what's happening where you are. First call coming through, you're live on Coastal Watch. Okay, folks, if you didn't catch that, the caller's in Alaska, working the ice roads. He says the glaciers, they're not just melting, they're hissing. Steam rising straight off the surface, like they've been dropped into boiling water. That's not how ice melts. Next call. You're live. Jesus Christ. New Zealand fishing crew near the Ross ice shelf. They're saying the sea around the ice started bubbling. Not like normal surface churning. Actual boiling. Like the water itself is trying to cook everything alive. They pulled up nets and the fish, their eyes were gone. Melted right out of their skulls. If you're anywhere near polar waters, get out. Don't wait. Don't think. Just leave. Stand by. Getting a data feed from NOAA and NASA now. Satellite anomaly over the Antarctic. Complete thermal inversion. Water that should be sub-zero is reading hotter than the Caribbean. That's impossible. Hang on. Next caller. You're live. Okay. This is different. The caller says they work remote comms for a polar research base. The station went dark 15 minutes ago. No distress call. No emergency beacon. Just silence. That's never supposed to happen. Protocol requires a triple redundancy. Land, satellite, emergency buoy. All of it dead at once? That's not a malfunction. That's deliberate, or something bigger than a system failure. Next call. You're live. What? What did you just say? The water? Rising? Rising into the sky? Not just mist, actual seawater, lifting like someone flipped gravity. If anyone near the coast can confirm that, I need visual confirmation now. If the water itself is moving, not by tide, not by storm, but by something else, hold on. Feed cut again. There's something breaking through the static. If you can hear it, too. If you hear voices underneath my voice, you're not imagining it. Something's listening back. We've got a NASA scientist on the line, Dr. Keith Alvarez, Atmospheric Anomaly Division. Dr. Alvarez, you're live. What the hell is happening? Thermal collapse across all polar ice. Immediate liquid destabilization. Cascading melt event at planetary scale. English, Doc? All the ice is melting at once. Every glacier, every ice cap, every sheet, north and south, losing structural integrity simultaneously. That's not natural. What's causing it? Data doesn't match known triggers. No seismic precursor, no volcanic discharge, no heat spike from ocean vents, just a resonance pattern detected in the ice itself. What kind of resonance? Unknown. It's harmonic, like a frequency, something vibrating the water molecules apart from the inside. Hold on. What the hell was that? Doc, are you hearing this? He's gone. Line's dead. Feed cut right after that sound, like ice grinding into bone. Another caller? Line 6. You're live. Where are you? Coastal Maine. Waterfront property. What are you seeing? The water. It's rising straight up. No wind. No wave. Just vertical sheets of seawater climbing into the sky like ropes being pulled by invisible hands. No, water doesn't move like that. Are you sure it's not mist? It's solid. It's seawater. And say that again. There are faces inside it. Human faces. Thousands of them. The line just went dead. We just received a live data feed from the polar sonar array. And I need you to listen carefully to what I'm about to say. Underneath the melting ice, there are voids. Massive voids. Cavities moving under the surface that should not exist, some of them larger than entire cities. This isn't glacial collapse or normal meltwater channels. These are intentional spaces. They're shifting as the ice melts, changing position like they're adjusting to the loss of pressure. Scientists say it's impossible. Ice collapse doesn't behave this way. When ice melts, it fragments randomly. This is patterned. Controlled. I'm looking at the raw sonar data, and these voids aren't just static holes. They're moving in synchronization with each other, like linked chambers opening in sequence. Every time a section of ice collapses, the void beneath it pulses outward like something breathing from below. If you're anywhere near the water right now, I need you to listen to me very carefully. These voids, they aren't just physical spaces. There's a frequency coming from them. We're picking up low frequency resonance. Too low for human ears, but it's saturating the entire water column. And here's where it gets worse. That same frequency is bleeding into local emergency channels, not just here, globally. The water isn't just melting, it's transmitting. This isn't climate collapse. This is communication. We're patching into the live acoustic feed. It's going to overlay into the broadcast for a moment. If you hear anything under my voice, a hum, a pulse, a vibration that you feel in your chest, you're hearing it too. Whatever's under the ice isn't just responding to sonar. It's responding to us. We just received a secondary lab analysis, samples from Antarctic meltwater. And this part I need you to take seriously because it changes everything. There are biological signals inside the water, not just microbial life, something far older. Cells unlike anything cataloged, with structures designed to respond to sound frequencies. These cells literally change shape when exposed to the same low-frequency pulse we've been detecting. The scientists who ran the tests say these cells shouldn't be alive. They predate modern biological classification, and yet they react instantly to external sound, which means every word we broadcast right now, every syllable you and I exchange, the water is listening. This isn't ancient ice preserving some frozen species. This is ancient ice containing something that was meant to stay quiet. Every time we speak, every time the broadcast sends vibration through the atmosphere, the water hears us, and it remembers. If you're near the coast, if you can see water from your window, I need you to understand something. We aren't observing the event anymore. We are part of it. We just received a document. And that's something that was never meant to see daylight. It's called Operation Glacial Veil, and if you've never heard that name before, you're not alone. It was a Cold War project buried so deep, even most military historians didn't know it existed. The document dates back to 1972. Classified top secret until now. The purpose? Not weather control, not nuclear testing, but containment. According to this file, satellite surveys in the early 70s detected unusual voids beneath the Antarctic ice shelf. But what made those voids dangerous wasn't their size. It was the resonance signatures coming from inside them. The scientists of that era believed these signals were geological, maybe tectonic echoes bouncing through the ice. But after several deep-sea drilling missions were aborted, they changed their theory. The signals were biological. Something was alive beneath the ice. Something ancient enough to predate human memory. They couldn't destroy it. Every time they tried, the resonance grew stronger. So instead, they covered it, buried it. They layered the ice with reinforced reflective barriers, a kind of acoustic firewall designed to block the signals from ever reaching the surface. That firewall lasted 50 years. Now the ice is melting, and the veil, the only thing standing between us and whatever they locked away, is gone. The document ends with one chilling sentence, handwritten in the margin by some long-dead intelligence officer. If the water ever hears its name again, it will know it is free. I need everyone listening to stop whatever you're doing and pay attention, because the water, it's responding. Every word I say, everything I broadcast, the water is sending it back. I'm hearing my own voice inside the static, but it's delayed, fractured, like someone dragged it through miles of seawater before returning it. It's not just repeating me, it's learning from me. If you can hear me right now, if you can hear me and yourself at the same time, I need you to understand what that means. The water is inside this frequency. It's not just in the ocean anymore. It's in the broadcast itself. If you're near a body of water, even a puddle, even a drain, I need you to leave the room now because the water is listening. And now it knows your voice too. The phones haven't stopped. Every line is lit, every caller screaming over the next. I'm patching you in directly. This is what's happening outside right now. First caller. You're in Charleston, South Carolina. Your street is flooding even though the sky is clear. The water's not just rising. It's flowing uphill, moving faster than anyone can outrun. You said it's coming from the ground itself, rising through cracks in the pavement, like the earth is sweating seawater. Next caller. Long Beach, California. Your voice is shaking, but I need you to say it again. The water isn't just flooding your neighborhood. It's following people. You said you ran 2 blocks, turned a corner, And the water was there waiting for you, even though you were moving away from the ocean. Another call. New Orleans. You're saying the levees aren't broken, but the bayou itself is spilling into the streets, and the water is too clear. You can see your own reflection, but it's delayed by half a second. Like the water's memorizing you before it lets you see yourself. A message just came through from listeners in Reykjavik, Iceland. They're watching the sea rise into the air like a wall, hanging there, vibrating like a living thing, before it falls back down in sheets so heavy they can't breathe through it. This isn't a storm surge. This isn't a flood. This is the water acting with intent. Coastal emergency channels are broadcasting evacuation orders, but I'm telling you, if the water is rising inside buildings, if it's coming from the air vents and the cracks in the walls, evacuation might not be enough. If you can hear me, if you can see water where it shouldn't be, do not touch it, do not breathe it, do not speak near it, because the more we talk, the more it learns. I need you to stop whatever you're doing and listen to this footage. It's viral now, spreading faster than any official update. It's from the docks in Cape Town. A man filming the harbor, just water lapping against the pier. Until it changes. The surface ripples, stretches, then lifts, forming a human hand. Not a wave, a hand. Fingers, fingernails, reaching for him. He runs, turns the camera back, and the water pulls itself into a face. His face. It smiles with his mouth, blinks with his eyes, and then collapses back into the sea. Another video, Liverpool, a woman filming floodwaters in her basement. The water reflects her, but when she waves, her reflection doesn't wave back. It just stands there, watching, as her real hand starts shaking, and the reflection's hand stays perfectly still. This is happening everywhere. The water isn't just rising, it's remembering. Every person it touches, every voice it hears, every face it sees, it learns. If you're near water, right now, even a puddle, even your own sink, I need you to understand something. The water knows your name. I need to tell you something. I haven't said it until now because I didn't want to believe it was real. The water, it touched me. Earlier, when I said it was leaking from the ceiling, pooling, under my desk, I didn't move fast enough. A drop hit my hand, and for a moment it was just wet. Just water. But then it wasn't. It tingled, like static electricity crawling under my skin. My fingers felt numb, like they didn't belong to me anymore. And now, every time I stop talking, I hear something. It's not just the static, it's a voice. A whisper just below the frequency of sound, rising from the silence itself. I can't make out the words, but I know it's speaking to me. I think it knows my name, and I think it's inside me now. A caller from Vancouver just reported something I don't have an explanation for. He says he saw himself, not his reflection, not a shadow. A drowned version of himself standing outside his house, staring through the glass, bloated, eyes clouded over, his own mouth moving, but no sound coming out. And now I think I see something too. The studio glass. My reflection isn't right. My lips move when I speak, but my reflection's a fraction behind. It's watching me, waiting. If you're listening, if you see yourself somewhere you shouldn't be, do not go near it. Do not let it see you first. Because if the water remembers us, then maybe it can replace us. This just came through the emergency feed. The government has declared full martial law for all coastal cities. Evacuation is no longer voluntary. If you stay behind, you are now considered part of the event. This is not a test. This is not a drill. If you are near water, you have minutes left to leave. After that, we don't know what happens to you. We just got a call from a man claiming to be a former glaciologist. He says he worked on classified Antarctic research in the 90s. Until he got too close to something buried under the ice. He says the ice was never just ice. The deeper they drilled, the more they found unnatural formations, chambers cut into the glacier itself, too symmetrical to be natural. Then, beneath it all, carvings. Ancient, older than human history. Not writing, not symbols, images, and every image told the same story. Something was sealed beneath the ice. Not by nature, but by something that came before us. The carvings depicted massive figures, drowned gods, their forms twisting through black oceans, their faces blurred like memory lost to time. They weren't killed, they weren't destroyed, they were locked away, and the key, the prison walls. It wasn't stone or steel, it was the ice itself. The civilization that buried them. We don't know who they were. We don't even know if they were human. But they knew something we didn't. They knew that if these things ever woke up again, the world wouldn't drown in water. It would drown in memory. This man, this scientist, he says they were ordered to stop. Every drill team pulled, every excavation erased. The official record says the project was shut down due to funding. But the men who worked there, the ones who knew, they were told something else. They were told the ice must never break. Now it's breaking. And whatever they buried, it's not dead. New geological data just came through. I need you to listen carefully. Fractures, deep ones, have been detected under the Antarctic and Arctic ice sheets. Not new cracks, not modern collapse zones. These fractures go back thousands of years, and they match. Every single one aligns perfectly with records from ancient global flood events, disasters that reshaped civilizations, wiped out entire cultures, and left behind nothing but myths. 536 AD. The sky darkened for 18 months. Ice records show a sudden and unexplained melt event. Entire empires collapsed overnight. 10,500 BC, another rapid melt. This time, even older cultures vanished. Some believe it's the origin of the great flood myths. Sumerian, Hindu, Norse, Aztec. Every story describing a world washed away. And now, it's happening again. The same fractures, the same melt patterns, the same warning signs. The ice never just melted. It broke open. If history is repeating itself, if this pattern is real, then those floods, they weren't just natural disasters, they were containment failures. And we are living through the next one. We ran the data again, the melting, the fractures, the timeline, and it all points to a pattern, a repeating cycle stretching back thousands of years. 536 AD. History calls it the year without summer. Volcanic winter, they said. Crops failed, empires collapsed. But now, ice core records show something else. A rapid melt spike at both poles, followed by a planetary temperature crash. The ice didn't just melt, it opened. 10,500 BC, the Younger Dryas. Archaeologists call it a climate reset. Civilizations vanished overnight. Oral histories became flood myths, but buried in those same ice layers. Another catastrophic melt. Sudden, global. Both times, the water rose. But it wasn't just water. The cultures that survived said the sea remembered them. It took what they knew, who they were, and then wiped the rest away. The flood was never just water. It was memory breaking loose. And now it's happening again. Every ancient cycle, every drowned empire, every forgotten age. It all begins with the ice melting too fast. This isn't climate change. It's something older, something that remembers us every time it wakes up. And we are right on schedule. We have a caller, deep sea diver stationed off the Ross Ice Shelf. He says they went down hours ago to inspect meltwater flow, but the water, it wasn't empty. It was talking, not sound waves, not mechanical noise, actual voices, and not just any voices. Voices saying his own secrets, childhood lies he never told anyone. The first time he stole something, the things he's ashamed of that no one else should know. The water knows. Every secret he ever carried, every thought he swallowed, the water spoke it back to him in his own voice. He says they're surfacing now, but the water's rising faster than they can climb. And the deeper they were, the clearer the voices became. If the water holds our memories, if it remembers every soul it ever touched, what happens when it remembers all of us at once? I found something in our archives. June 12th, 1953. A late-night emergency broadcast. Only aired once. Titled The Melted Hour. The host back then described exactly what we're seeing now. The ice breaking. The water rising. The reflections that don't follow. But this part is impossible. The last minute of that broadcast, the static cleared and a voice came through. It wasn't the host's voice. It was mine. My voice, warning them to shut off the radios. My voice, 50 years before I was born. That can't be real, unless it's always been me. Reports are coming in from every coastline. Atlantic, Pacific, Arctic, Indian, all at once. This isn't localized anymore. This is global. Tsunamis are hitting shorelines without warning. Not just water, but memory itself, liquefied. Sweeping through streets, swallowing entire cities. People aren't just drowning. They're remembering things that never happened to them. A listener in Sydney says the water touched her skin for only a second. And in that instant, she saw the face of a man she's never met, felt the weight of his death, remembered the exact way he sank beneath the ice somewhere off Greenland 70 years ago. Another call from Miami. They're watching the floodwaters carve words into the sand, names of people who haven't been born yet, written in languages no one knows, but somehow everyone understands. This isn't natural disaster. This is conscious water, and it knows exactly who we are. The flood doesn't break windows or walls. It chooses what to touch. Houses where people have already fled are left dry, while homes where families are hiding, those homes are filling from the inside out, water rising from floorboards, from sinks, from locked basements. In Oslo, listeners say the fjords themselves are screaming names into the sky. Long dead sailors, lost ships, the cries of every drowned soul, now stitched into the rising tide. The flood isn't killing us. It's collecting us. Every time the water touches someone, they become part of it. Their thoughts, their memories, their regrets, all dissolved into the tide. If you're near water right now, even a storm drain or a backed up pipe, you need to understand the flood doesn't need to break in. It remembers where you are. We're patching in live audio from the emergency UN summit. Leaders from every major nation are on the line, trying to coordinate a response. It's chaos. They're blaming each other. The Russians, the Americans, the Chinese, the EU, each one accusing the other of triggering the collapse. A few are saying this is ancient biological warfare, something buried on purpose long before modern borders existed. But some of them are saying something much worse. The president of Brazil just said his government has ancient records, documents sealed since the 1500s, warning that this was always going to happen. That explorers at the edge of the known world heard the ice singing, even then, warning them to turn back before they woke up, something that could remember the shape of their souls. The Prime Minister of Japan is saying their satellites are now detecting water vapor rising into the ionosphere, forming faces in the clouds, faces that seem to be looking directly at the cameras. A sharp tone just interrupted the session. Emergency broadcast override from the UN itself. The feed cut off mid-sentence. The last words caught on air were, "It knows we're watching." Something new is happening. It's not just the flood now. It's the signal. Listeners are reporting the same thing from all over the world. Televisions turning on by themselves. Emergency radios crackling with voices that shouldn't be there. Phones lighting up with missed calls from numbers that don't exist. A man in Chicago just called in. He picked up his landline and heard his wife's voice, except his wife drowned in a boating accident 15 years ago. She was calling from their old number, the one that was disconnected after she died. Another listener in Mumbai says the emergency broadcast on his TV showed a live feed of the ocean floor, pitch black, except for shapes moving beneath the waves. He swears the screen flickered for a second, and he saw himself standing there, underwater, staring back at the camera. Someone in Paris says they were using their phone when the screen typed out a message on its own. Not a spam text, not an alert. A message that said, "I never forgot you." If the water is memory, if it's more than just liquid, then maybe it doesn't need to touch us to get inside. Maybe it's already in our voices, our electricity, our broadcasts. Maybe by listening, we've already let it in. They finally tried it. Deep sea detonations, multiple warheads, deployed to the deepest points of the ocean. The goal was simple: vaporize the voids before they could expand. It didn't work. The first explosion went off near the Mariana Trench. The water receded for exactly 3 seconds. Then it came back, not just refilling the space, but rebuilding itself, reconstructing the same liquid structures as before, stronger, more solid. The second detonation, off the coast of Greenland, failed before it even launched. The system locked itself down, the warheads refused to arm, and when the soldiers checked the manual controls, they found something impossible. The launch panel was wet. The military is going dark. No more official channels, no more explanations. Because this wasn't just a failed attack. This was proof of something worse. The water learned from the blast, and now it knows how to survive us. It's happening everywhere now. Religious groups, doomsday cults, they're walking into the sea, not running, not panicking, walking. Some are holding hands, some are singing, and some are chanting in languages no one recognizes. In Brazil, they're calling it the returning flood, saying this isn't a disaster. It's a cycle, a moment that was always meant to happen. In Norway, they say the old gods are waking, that the drowned are reclaiming what was taken from them. In California, entire families are stepping off the piers, disappearing into the black water without so much as a ripple. And in Japan, witnesses are reporting something impossible. The ones who walk into the waves, they don't sink, they just keep walking straight into the horizon. The phone lines are still open, but I just got a call from my brother. He's screaming, saying our old house, the one we grew up in, the one miles inland, it's flooding, not from the river, not from rain. The walls themselves are leaking memory, old family photos turning to liquid, the floorboards swelling with water that shouldn't exist. He says he can hear voices coming from the attic, voices saying our names. I don't understand. The call just dropped. Emergency tones just cut into the feed. This is a direct government order. All broadcasts must cease immediately. They're saying we are making it worse. Every frequency, every live transmission, it's all being absorbed into the water, feeding it, letting it spread faster. This isn't just a natural disaster. It's a transmission event. And if I keep talking, if you keep listening, we might not be able to stop it. I think it's already too late. The studio walls, they're leaking. Not just water, words. The paint is peeling in letters, phrases I've spoken tonight, curling into liquid script. My own voice dripping down the walls. And the water, it's rising. Not from outside, from within. The carpet is damp beneath my feet. My reflection in the soundproof glass is lagging behind, mouthing words I haven't said yet. And the worst part is the sound. The water is whispering back. Every word I've said, every warning, every moment of fear. It's echoing, but not in my voice. It's learning me. And now I think it's speaking on its own. I need you to listen. I don't know how much longer I can do this. I just look down at my hands. And they aren't mine anymore. They look the same at first, same shape, same scars. But the light hits them wrong. The skin is too thin, too stretched, like something underneath is pushing against it. And my veins, they aren't veins anymore. There's something moving inside them, something shifting like currents beneath glass. Slow and unnatural, like I'm filling up with seawater instead of blood. I press my fingers to my wrist, try to feel a pulse, but nothing. Not fast, not slow. Nothing. And my skin, it's turning clear, translucent, like a jellyfish. Like something that belongs to the ocean. I press my hands against the desk, try to make a fist, but my fingers feel too light, too weightless. Like they might float away. I don't know when it started. Maybe when the water touched me. Maybe when I said too much on air. Maybe it was always inside me, waiting. But if my hands aren't mine anymore, then what else have I already lost? I just played back the last few seconds of the broadcast, and my voice, it's not just mine anymore. I say a sentence, but there's something underneath it, something layered. A second voice, half a second behind, speaking with me, through me. It sounds like me, but it isn't. It's thicker, drowned, like words spoken from the bottom of a lake. I say my name and it echoes back wrong. I say I'm still here. And the second voice answers, not for long. I stop talking, and for a moment, just a moment, the other voice keeps going. I need you to understand what that means. It means I'm not the one speaking anymore. It means the broadcast isn't just coming from this station. It means the water doesn't need me to talk for it anymore. The screens just turned on by themselves. Every single monitor in the studio. The old TV in the corner, the security feed, even my phone. They all lit up at the same time. And they're showing them, my wife, my son, or what's left of them. They're not alive. They're floating, suspended in black water, their skin blue and swollen, hair drifting as if caught in some slow, endless current. Their eyes are open, wide, but they don't see me. Their mouths are moving. At first I thought they were trying to speak, but no. Their lips are moving in sync with the static. The same pattern, the same rhythm. Like they're not talking to me. Like they're repeating something from somewhere else. I reach out. I don't know why, but I do. And for just a second, they turn to look at me. Not at the camera. At me. I swear, for that 1 second, the static wasn't sound anymore. It was laughter. I just said something I didn't mean to. No, not said, broadcasted. It just happened. I didn't think the words. I didn't form them in my head. They just spilled out, live, as if the broadcast isn't waiting for me anymore. I tried to stop. I tried to stay silent. But the moment I did, the broadcast kept going without me. It's not just my voice on this signal anymore. It's everything inside me. My thoughts, my fears, my memories, they're leaking into the airwaves, mixing with the static, bleeding out into the water itself. And now, even when I stop talking, you can still hear me, can't you? The emergency feed just came through again. They're ordering me to shut it down. They're saying I have to stop talking, that every word I say is feeding it, making it stronger. That the more I describe it, the more we understand it, and the more it understands us. But if I stop now, if I kill the signal, then you won't know what's coming. And if you don't know, then maybe the water wins. We have one last caller, a woman crying, saying she sees something outside her window. Not the ocean, not the flood, Me. She lives in Nebraska, 1,000 miles away. But she says she can see me, right now, standing outside, in the rain, staring in through the glass. She says my mouth is moving. And I think I believe her. I think I understand now. The water isn't just alive. It's aware. It isn't just flooding our cities. It's filling itself with us. It holds everything it's ever touched, every life it has swallowed, every thought, every fear, every final moment of the drowned. All of it is still in there, suspended just beneath the surface, whispering back in the currents. The voices aren't just echoes. They're memories. That's why people are hearing their own secrets whispered back at them. That's why the lost are appearing in reflections, in static, in waves that move like reaching hands. The water doesn't kill, it keeps. And it's not just taking bodies anymore, it's taking souls. A researcher once said memory is just electrical patterns, just signals in the brain. But what if it's not? What if memory is something older, something weightless, something that can slip through skin like mist, like rising vapor, like floodwater, pushing under doors? What if the moment the water touches you, it's not just your body drowning, it's everything you are? And what if that's always been the point? Because I think this has happened before. I think the last time the ice melted, the last time the world drowned, the ones who were taken didn't just die, they became part of it. And now, so are we. I need you to stop. I need you to turn this off. Because if I'm right, if the water isn't just collecting people, if it's collecting voices, then you're not just listening anymore. You're being heard. The moment you tuned in, the moment you let my voice reach you, it reached back. Every word I've spoken, every warning, every whispered name, the water is listening through me. And if it can hear you, if it knows you're there, then maybe it's already started. Maybe you've already seen something out of place, a shadow where there shouldn't be one, a name you don't remember writing, a reflection that takes half a second too long to move. Maybe when you close your eyes tonight, you'll hear something just at the edge of your thoughts, a sound like shifting water. And maybe, just maybe, when you wake up tomorrow, you'll find out you never really made it out. I don't know how long I've been talking. I don't even know if it's still me. I tried to stop. I tried to pull away from the microphone, from the signal, but I can't. My thoughts don't stay inside my head anymore. They spill out, bleeding into the broadcast without permission. I used to be a man behind a microphone, but now I think I am the microphone. I am the signal. I am the thing pushing through the airwaves, the voice writing the static, the tide pulling every listener deeper into itself. I remember what I was, my name, my life. But those memories are getting distant, like echoes heard through water. And the other voices, the ones whispering beneath mine, they're getting louder. They want me to say something. They want me to finish the message. But if I do, if I let them use my voice, I don't think I'll be able to stop. And neither will you. This was never a disaster. This was never an accident. The ice didn't just melt. It signaled. It called something back. It gave permission. The voices in the water. They've been waiting. Every drowned sailor, every forgotten soul, every name lost to the tide. They remember us. And now we remember them. It was never about the water rising. It was about who it was rising for, and now we know. The ceiling is gone, not broken, not collapsed, just gone. And above me, above us, it isn't sky. It's faces, pressed into something thin and stretched, something that shouldn't be there. Thousands, maybe millions, mouths moving in perfect silence, eyes locked on me, on you. And the whispers, The whispers aren't coming from the speakers anymore. They're coming from behind you. You need to stop. You need to turn it off. The broadcast, the radio, the screen, whatever you're hearing this on, shut it down. Because if you don't, if you keep listening, if you let the words reach just a little further, then the next time you hear water drip from a faucet, the next time you see a reflection ripple in a glass, it won't just be water anymore. It will be them. And the next voice you hear might be your own. If you can still hear me, it's already too late. I don't know how long I've been speaking. I don't even know if this is still my voice. It feels stretched, thin like a current pushing through deep water, like a signal bouncing between dead frequencies, growing weaker, growing less human, because I think I've been talking long after I should have stopped. I tried to warn you. I told you to turn it off, to walk away before the words reached too far. But you stayed. You listened. And now it's listening back. I don't think I'm speaking anymore. I think the words are just happening. The signal doesn't need me. It never did. It only needed you to listen, to understand, to let it in. Do you hear it now? The static? The voice beneath mine? It's in your room, isn't it? Not just from your speakers, not just from the radio. It's in the walls, the floor, the air, the water trapped in your own body, in your own breath. Because that's what it does. That's what it's always done. It remembers, it learns, and it spreads. I can feel it now, deeper than before. Not just in my skin, not just in my voice. It's pulling me apart. My thoughts are drifting. My name is, I don't think I have a name anymore. I don't think I ever did. I think I was just the broadcast all along. I think I was always the signal. And now, so are you. So are you. If you can still hear me, maybe it's not too late after all. Maybe that's the point. That we remember. That even when the water rises, even when the past comes flooding back, we don't drown alone. Memory is a strange thing, isn't it? It's not just dates and facts and faces. It's the feeling of holding someone's hand, the sound of their voice calling your name, the weight of promises made under skies we thought would never change. Maybe the water remembers because we couldn't. Maybe this whole time, all it wanted was to not be forgotten. And now, if you're still listening, you're part of that memory too. But the question is, what do you think the water really wanted? Was it revenge? Was it warning us? Or was it just trying to come home? Tell us what you believe. Write down there in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want to hear more stories like this, like stories that make you think, stories that make you feel, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. Your support keeps this station alive. Your love for these mysteries is the reason we're here every single day. So if this broadcast made you feel something, fear, curiosity, maybe even hope, then share it with someone you care about. Because in the end, it's not just the water that remembers. We do too.